it looks like this in the actual equation for f of x. So whatever the branch that's above the x-axis will now be below. So like this one that's up here is now going to be down here, and this one that's below will now be above. Okay, so the y coordinates change. So instead of -1, -2 like we have up here with the blue points, it's going to be -1, +2. So it's going to be right here. And instead of 1, +2, it's going to be 1, -2. So it's going to be right here. Okay, so you just go to, oops, sorry. Let me do a better job of that. Oops. Let's see. So it's going to go here, and then towards the asymptote, right there, and then towards the asymptote, like that. So the pink branches, those are the graph. That's the graph of g of x. All right, for number 12, we have two transformations. For g of x, they want you to do 1/2 of the function, 1/2 of f of x, and then inside x plus 2. So this is what it would look like. And so that means that a is 1/2 and h is -2, because this is h right here. So right here, this is h. So x minus h, right? So that means h is -2 and a is 1/2. So the x gets subtracted by 2, so it's x minus 2, and the y gets multiplied by 1/2, so 1/2 y. So that's going to give us -1 minus 2 is -3. 1/2 of -2 is -1. Then 1 minus 2 is -1, and then 1/2 of 2 is 1, right there. So I know that the graph, so the one in blue is f of x, which is 2 over x. The one that I'm going to draw in pink is the g of x, the transformed function, which is the blue graph translated over to the left 2 units, and then a vertical compression by a factor of 1/2. So -3, -1, and then -1, +1. So -1, +1 right here. Then this asymptote, again, since everything moved to the left 2 units, it would have gone right here. Okay. And then the horizontal did not change, so it's still right there. Okay. Let me draw the pink curve. So it would go here, right here. So the verticals, it's 1/2 the vertical distance of the blue curve. Okay, so that would be your graph. So 13 is, the next few problems are going to be 3 over x squared, and we have 1 over x squared in our booklet, in our parent function booklet, 1 over x squared. So 3 over x squared just means that there's a vertical stretch by a factor of 3. So that's going to give us these 2 points right here. The yellow asymptotes, those are the asymptotes for f of x. Okay, for this one, for this function right here. So g of x is f of x minus 2. So what that means is that I'm going to take 3 over x squared and then subtract 2. So that's going to lower everything 2 units, right, including the asymptote. So the horizontal asymptote that's on the x-axis is now going to be 2 units down. Okay, and all the points come along with it. So instead of -1, 3, it's going to be -1, 1. And instead of +1, 3, it's going to be 1, 1. So it's going to go something like this. Okay, with arrows at the ends. And that's it. So for now, oh, hold on, let me draw the f of x. Alright, so there's f of x. 3 over x squared. The g of x function is going to have a reflection over the x-axis and a vertical stretch by a factor of 2. So that means that the y's are going to get multiplied by negative 2. So the 3's are going to become negative 6's. Okay, and on both points. So with that, negative 1, negative 6, and 1, negative 6 right here. Now it doesn't mean that the curve is going to go up here. It's going to go all the way, because remember that horizontal asymptote is still y equals 0, right? So it's going to go, so it's steeper because it has a vertical stretch. It still goes to, oops, that's an ugly curve. It still goes towards the x-axis because the end behavior, the line y equals 0 is represents the end behavior of this function. Okay, and there it is. Alright, so 15, there's a, for g of x, there's a translation 2 units to the right because it's x minus 2. Okay, so this is the notation and this is the equation with that transformation, okay? So that means that, let me draw the vertical asymptote to the right, so that it's helpful to have it on there. So it's going to be about right here, 2 units to the right. And then every single blue point is going to slide over 2 units to the right. And when it does that, it becomes pink because it's the g of x function. So to the left of the vertical asymptote is going to be negative 1, 3. To the right it's going to be 3, 3, like that. And then from there you just draw your curves, your branches, like that. So the pink, that's your g of x. So number 16, 1/4 for g of x is 1/4 f of x. So here's the notation, and then here's with the actual function what it would look like. So what this means is that there's going to be a vertical compression by a factor of 1/4. So the 3's in the blue graph are going to become 3/4. Okay? So it's going to be a really, it's going to be closer to the x-axis, the curve, the branches are. So instead of negative 1, 3, it's going to be negative 1, 3/4. So approximately right there. Instead of 1, 3, it's going to be 1, 3/4 again, approximately right there. So then from there you connect your points. Draw your curves, your branches, and then you go this way. And that's it.